This is NBC 16 News at 6:30.
That now is the time not just to elect a new president, but to transform America.
I'm blown away. Everything he said I agreed with, but point by point, and I support him 100%.
Bernie Sanders wows the crowd in Springfield. The presidential candidate rolled through the Willamette Valley today. He made stops at Island Park and also near the University of Oregon campus. Tonight, we have more on his speech, his supporters, and what's bringing his campaign here to Oregon. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for NBC 16 News at 6:30. I'm John Franke. Today marks Sanders' third visit to Oregon and the first major visit from a candidate in our area during this election season. We have team coverage for you tonight. We begin with our Stephanie Domerat. She was out that rally today and joins us now live at the Sanders campaign headquarters in Eugene. Stephanie, describe the atmosphere out at Island Park.
Hey, John. Well, since yesterday, Eugene and Springfield really was a buzz as word got out that the senator would be coming to our area, and at the public rally today, one could certainly say the supporters were feeling the burn.
Eugene, thank you all.
Senator Bernie Sanders addresses a packed park in Springfield Thursday. It's his third stop in Oregon in the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. The last time you were here, you had a bird that made a big fuss.
I know,
Very
and
exciting.
We talked to that bird. That bird is now on the payroll, and we expect that bird to fly right up to the podium. And if not, that bird is out of here, fired.
All jokes aside, Senator Sanders making his first stop to the Eugene-Springfield area, despite losing 4 out of 5 states in the latest primaries and news of hundreds of layoffs in his campaign field staff. The senator denies rumors of a slowdown.
You have heard nothing different from my campaign. That's media speculation. Let me be very clear. We're going to be fighting for the last possible vote.
Senator Sanders emphasizing his ability to beat Donald Trump in the general election.
Every poll out there shows that I am the strongest candidate because we're appealing to independents and even some Republicans. So I hope that message gets across, and I think we've got a shot to win this.
The senator energized the crowd, speaking of the need for tuition-free college, a higher minimum wage, and a tax on carbon emissions, hoping his rival would join his platform when it comes to fighting fossil fuels.
If we are serious about cutting carbon emissions, we need a tax on carbon. I would hope very much that Secretary Clinton would show the courage to join me and fight for a tax on carbon.
The state of Oregon holding a unique spot in support of Sanders. He thanks Senator Jeff Merkley for his recent endorsement.
Jeff is in Washington today, but I do want to thank him for being the only member of the United States Senate to have the guts to stand up to the establishment and support our campaign.
And while he is trailing in the delegate count, he is making it clear he's not ready to change direction or throw in the towel.
So we are going to fight very hard to win this state. We think we have an excellent chance to do so.
And at the campaign headquarters tonight, the energy is certainly growing. Volunteers asking for help as they prepare for the May 17th Oregon primary election. Live from 28th and Friendly in Eugene, I'm Stephanie Domerat. John, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Stephanie. As for the event itself, the Sanders campaign paid Lamoine $3,000 to rent the park for today. Park officials tell us it's the biggest event Island Park has ever hosted. They say they found out about the event just 2 days ago. Apparently, the Sanders campaign did not tell them who it was until the campaign was sure that Lamoine could accommodate the rally.
We're always, wanting to attract more people to our parks and to our community, and to have a political rally of this nature and this stature on a national platform is tremendous.
Lamoine says although they were given short notice for the event, Island Park is frequently used by large crowds, so they were confident they could handle the supporters. Over 8 blocks of Springfield sidewalks were lined with close to 8,000 people from Oregon and beyond. NBC 16's Megan Shin has more from supporters who were feeling the burn.
Hundreds of people showed up in less than 10 minutes.
Oh no, this thing just keeps on looping around.
Close to 8,000 people from Oregon and beyond feeling the burn, packing Island Park in Springfield to hear Senator Sanders speak at the rally.
And I looked on Facebook and one of my friends posted, "Oh, Bernie Sanders is going to be in Springfield." I said, no way.
Some like Alfredo Gomezano traveling from as far as Seattle.
So I drove down in the middle of the night and I thought, how can I make sure I have a decent parking place and don't have to walk too far? Well, I'll just camp there in my van.
With the mass of people, lots were concerned they would not get into the rally in time.
The line is around the corner and down the block a few times, and there's clearly a lot of interest.
Multiple people saying they're surprised the presidential candidate chose to stop in Springfield.
Usually we get passed over. Things are decided a long time ago.
Cool that such a small town is getting presidential candidates to it.
Ages young and old waiting patiently for their chance to hear Sanders speak.
I didn't go with my dad to see him in Portland, so I'm really excited to see him now.
And of course, we dropped everything to get here this morning.
A very active crowd as Senator Sanders takes the stage with lots of people still waiting to get in.
Crowds getting creative just to get a glimpse of the presidential hopeful.
I think he's going to win Oregon in a landslide.
Bernie for president. Don't give up, and it's not over till it's over.
Others disagree.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to have the delegates to do it, but I'm not going to give up.
One rally participant says he saw 2 Trump supporters at this rally event.
Yeah, we had some Trump supporters, and one of them was packing an axe handle under his arm.
But a majority simply there to feel the burn.
Vote for Bernie.
I am feeling the burn.
And that was Megan Shin reporting tonight. Well, Emily and officials say the Sanders campaign will help them clean up after today's big event. Senator Sanders fueled up before his big event at Island Park. Before the rally, Sanders stopped by Glenwood Restaurant in the University District. He ordered the Nova Scotia Scramble. He also stopped by Voodoo Donuts in Eugene to try out an Oregon staple. A picture was posted to Voodoo's Facebook page of the presidential candidate posing with a worker with those famous pink donut boxes in the background. And while Eugene and Springfield are both filled with Sanders supporters today, campaigns from the other side of the aisle are starting to establish their own footholds here in Oregon. For the Republicans, Trump's Eugene Campaign Center is the nerve center for his operation here. He has other offices in Portland, Grants Pass, and one planned for Florence. Volunteers say they did not go to the Sanders rally today because disruption would reflect poorly on Trump. They did say they think their candidate can do well in Oregon. And Republican presidential candidate John Kasich also held a town hall today in Portland. Despite lagging far behind Donald Trump and Ted Cruz in the race, Kasich told the crowd he's staying in because voters need to have a choice. Right now, he's more than 1,000 delegates short of securing the nomination. His number sits at 154 delegates tonight. The first ballots for Oregon's May 17th primary should be arriving today. That's according to the Lane County Elections Office. Those ballots will be coming in the mail through May 3rd. If you do not receive your ballot by then and you have registered to vote, you can contact the Lane County Elections Office. And time now for your first alert weather forecast with our chief meteorologist, Chris Nation. Chris, a cloudy day today. Is that sun going to make a return anytime soon?
Well, it will, John, but it won't be until Saturday, Sunday, and Monday where high pressure moves in behind a storm system, and that storm system arrives late tonight into tomorrow. The good news is it's not a soaker, only about 1/10 of an inch, but it will keep most of your Friday on the cooler side and cloudy. Let's take over the radar, show you what's going on out there, because we do have a chance of even some very light sprinkles over the next few hours. What's going on? We have what we call a cumulus field, and same thing that played out yesterday. We had a very broad, wide cumulus field develop. These are the seeds of thunderstorms, where they're the thick little bulbous clouds with the gray bottoms. That's how you get a thunderstorm in its initial starting point. But the problem is we have something called a cap, also known as CAPE in meteorology. It's a pocket of energy at about 10,000 feet, and it acts as almost a dome over these. So as the storms try to get going, these cells balloon up. The dome crushes off the top, and that means, simply put, they can't form into storms. So another day of that. We could see some sprinkles. The only watch in the morning is a gale watch. That goes into effect Saturday morning at 7 a.m. till about 5 a.m. on Sunday south of North Bend. We take a live look at Florence. Gorgeous out there. Now, what about other spots? Well, if we take a look up at the pass, 126, no problem whatsoever getting through there. So you're fine in both directions. And finally, a live look outside, John. Few clouds, maybe some sprinkles. But we're going to talk about the storm system coming up.
Thanks so much, Chris. The 4 candidates vying to become Eugene mayor will answer questions in an open forum. This comes ahead of the